you have anybody on your team that can't make it on, or a coach that wants to watch this, I will record it and put it on the YouTube channel as usual. It's just under my name, my name, Bree Holland, and then playlist team calls. I always upload them by like the next day. Usually by like Saturday morning I have them up. So I try to do them right after, but sometimes Soph is awake and I have to jump off and deal with that. So anyway, so jumping right into it, I know some of you guys had commented sealing the deal is something that we all struggle with. It's kind of the same, it kind of is the same topic as objections, and like when we are inviting, how do you get past the price, all that really fun stuff that we have to do, because as much as we hate selling in this business, at some point we have to talk about cost. So we add value, and then somebody's like, okay, what's the cost? Like, I'm sick of asking you, what's the price? And so we all know at some point, yeah, we just have to go out there, tell them the cost, explain the value, and it's ultimately up to them whether they see the value in it or not. And so I kind of want to go over that a little bit. A lot of it has to do with follow-up. A lot of, I just looked back to 2 call to action posts that I made this time last year, because I wanted to see, was I getting response, was I getting traction? Because I know a lot of coaches that have been in the business, and you make call to actions and you're like, why is nobody commenting? Like, I literally will post, I'll get 150 likes or 150 comments on something, or 10 likes on this picture, and then I make a call to action about a challenge group. I worked hours on my band on this picture and the right wording, and crickets, right? So I went back to last year, like what was going on, what was I posting about, how was I sharing the coaching opportunity? Was it the same? Was it different? So this time last year I was at a water park. I made a video in a hotel bathroom and posted it about a webinar. And it was actually a webinar that I posted a recording. I was like, hey, join us live. And it was a recording, because that's what I am really good at. Like, we're live. Make sure to post questions or message me with questions. But there was about, I think it was 19 comments. And out of those 19 comments, yes, some were me. But out of the people that were interested, I went through that list, and I think all but one person has either joined our team, done a challenge group, is a discount coach currently, or an active coach. So that being said, when I made that post, all of those people, I think it was 16 people after my comments and back and forth and stuff. So there was 19 comments, but 16 people interested in the webinar. I reached out to all of them. Obviously, you're like, I'm going to message you, Carrie. I'm going to message you, Cheryl. And you reach out in the message and, hey, what has you interested? It took me, all those people, 6 months. I looked, their sign up date from that post was all 6 months after I had made that post. So that just goes to show me how important it is that I follow up. And so it's not necessarily, sealing the deal isn't necessarily, hey, this month, all of my invites this month, I can look and say, are probably not people. 80% of these people that I'm inviting or creating new conversations with aren't going to be my business this month, right? I have to look at them as human beings. We all took time. We all asked questions. We all talked to our husbands or boyfriends or thought about it. Yes, there is the occasional person that you talk to that's like, let's do it, right? And you're like, oh, really? Wait, like you are expecting them to like have a question. And you're like, okay, but it's $140. And they're like, right, yeah, let's do it. And you're like, right. We wish everybody was like that, but it's not the case. So we all know we've had questions. We've talked to the coach that we've signed up with for, a month or 2 or 3 months or 6 months or a year even, before committing and saying, okay, this person has added value to my life. This person has ran free groups. This person has shown up on my Facebook newsfeed. Regardless of a private conversation going on each and every day, day in, day out, this person has shown up, right? And so creating that presence is so, so, so important. And that in of itself is sealing the deal. You're sealing the deal by saying, hey, I'm going to shoot you an invite. I'm going to give you what I know. I'm going to present everything I have to you. And if you tell me no, I'm going to go find the people that are ready right now, and you let me know when you're ready. That doesn't mean stop talking to them. It just means that you've got to set your sights to know that this business doesn't work on a, flip around of invite and then sign somebody, invite and then sign somebody. It's invite 20 now so you can sign 10 in 3 months. Does that make sense? So that is why inviting is so important. That is why the first year in the business, I had such high expectations of myself every day of inviting, because I knew that that month I wouldn't sign 500 people up, but I knew I was creating that many conversations for people to start following my posts. And that's why posting is so important. Because if you don't follow up with every person on that list of 500, you know that they're seeing the follow-up is you posting. The follow-up is saying, hey, I have a new challenge group. The follow-up is saying, I'm ready, reach out to me, message me. So I had a hard time kind of like saying, this is how I seal the deal, because I don't always seal the deal. I have the same response a lot of the time. Carrie, we were talking in our leadership group. Carrie was like, we talk and we do the script and we have a great conversation and I send a link and then all of a sudden I'm blocked. Like, wait, what? Like, it makes no sense, right? But it happens to all of us. I just talked to a girl the other day and we were talking about her kids and this, and she really wants to lose weight. And I was like, great, this is what's going on. And I scripted her what a challenge group is. We talked about cost and she's like, that's perfect. I was going to do a trainer and he was like $300 for whatever it is. Morgan would know what a trainer is, but, and I was like, well, hey, like, this is great. Like, it's only this and you get all this stuff and me as your coach. And she's like, perfect. Send me the link. So I sent her the link. 5 minutes later, I log in to see if she had any issues. And like, I was blocked. I'm like, what? Like, it makes no sense. Trust me. It's that person's insecurity. It's that person panicking. It's that person going, oh my gosh, freaking out. Like, we can't do anything about that. I have no control over the people that say no. All I can do is find the people that are ready. So I know that's kind of like a cop out to, hey, let's talk about sealing the deal, because I really don't find that I pressure people all that much, besides adding value and the normal price objection, like, hey, this is why it is this, and breaking down the cost of Shakeology, which I do. And overcoming objections is important. We had that call with Bonnie where she's like, hey, don't just say, hear them say, oh, that's too much, and say, okay, have a nice life. Like, don't do that. Add value and share with them why it's that price. But if they're still hesitant, no, you don't have to force anything. And won't it feel better in 3 months when they say, hey, I'm ready, or hey, I'm on board, let's do this? It'll feel way better. So even if it takes, a lot of effort to hit Success Club 1 month, and you have to like talk to a lot more people, it will pay off in 3 months. Know that your business isn't going anywhere. If you're in this to coach and be a lifer and you're ready to help people, then it shouldn't matter that the 10 people you invite are going to sign up in 3 months. I know that's so hard to hear. And like, if I was a new coach and my coach was like, oh yeah, invite 5,000 people and then don't worry, in 3 months it'll come around. That would be frustrating. But the truth is, not everybody is ready. I was not ready for 3 months. And you guys, a lot of you weren't ready for a few months. Till you kind of, what's a challenge group? Is this chick legit? Is she doing what she says she's doing? And you see, yes, hey, every month I posted about a challenge group. Every month I talked about join my team. Every month I was letting people know that, hey, we have people rank advancing on our team. These are things that I do every single month, regardless of the likes, regardless of the comments. I know because people are watching, and eventually that funnel will come down to those people that are ready. You have your free groups, and you have like 50,000 people in your free group, and then you cut it down to 10,000 that you're going to actually create conversations with. Then you're going to cut it down to 1,000 that are actually going to stay on your friends list and follow you. Then you're going to cut it down to 100 that might join a challenge group. And then maybe 50 are interested in coaching, and then maybe 10 actually coach, right? It's not about signing everyone and everyone's mother. It's about adding value to everyone. And those that are ready will be ready. And those that are not, you let it go. Because if you take it personally, or you try to force a conversation, or you invest all your eggs into that one person saying, oh, I'm going to hit Success Club because that girl seems interested and she's ready and says she's going to sign up on Friday, guess what? 80% of the time, that girl that says she's going to sign up on Friday disappears, ends up blocking you, has car trouble, the dog gets sick, or the kid's sick, or they end up getting less hours at work, or the boyfriend says no. That happens every single day in this business. So don't put your eggs in one basket and talk to more people. That's all I can tell you as far as sealing the deal. All right. So with that being said, because I know that was kind of a topic that we wanted to cover, I don't have, like I said, a huge, hey, here's the miraculous, like what I say sentence to make everybody buy a challenge pack, because I simply don't have it. A lot of my customers come from people that I've talked to for months and months and months and months and months. And it's just kind of how it is. I think Mackenzie was one of those people that commented on my webinar video last year. Carrie was one of those people. And those people took like a year to roll around and be like, okay, I'm ready to do this thing. That being said, let me see if I can get this slideshow up. Oh, I guess screen share so you all can see it too, huh? That would probably be helpful. Present. No? There we go. You still can't see it, can you? There we go. No? Do you see it now? There we go. Okay, good. Can you see that? Yes. All right. So we talked about keeping the business simple. This is what I do. Oops. This is what I do on a daily basis. I do the valuable things. The 3 vital behaviors, we're not going to go over them because it's just not relevant to this call, and it's, you guys could all sit here and hear me like talk about it all night long. And I would tell you, make sure you're inviting, make sure you're, sharing on your Facebook and adding value and personal development. All that stuff is what I do on a daily basis. When I get up in the morning, it's not how many coaches can I recruit and what am I at for Success Club. It's like, hey, check in my challenge group. Be present, make a post. I'm showing up that morning, whether it's doing my workout, drinking my Shakeology, eating a healthy breakfast, sharing value by posting something about my family, whatever it is, I'm present. Because social media makes it that way. You have to be present and up in people's faces. Be unapologetic about it. A lot of people are like, I'm scared to post selfies all the time. And, oops. Oh, why did that happen? See, this is why I don't do slideshows. There we go. I'm scared to post selfies. People are going to be irritated. But if you're getting rid of those stock photos of 21 Day Fix, don't post. That's for Beachbody to, they sell, we share. So don't post stock photos. Don't share other coaches' stuff. Use your stuff. Find out what, is interesting to the network around you, the people that follow you, the friends list that you have, the people that you're adding. Are they moms? Are they dog lovers? Are they, skateboarders? Are they into knitting? Whatever it is, be unapologetic for sharing the things that you're interested in, because it's your Facebook. End of the day, if you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, if you're a vet, if you're a stay-at-home mom, that's who makes you you. And you have to be present about that every single day, because you'll find the yous in this business if you share that. Otherwise, you're going to be watered down. It's going to be not as valuable to somebody if you're trying to share a script with every single person and make this work for every single person. Because you don't want every single person on your team. You want people like you. You want people that, are interesting, that you can relate to. So be unapologetic in what you share on your Facebook page, whether it's cooking, whether it's, like I said, your dog, your kids, your family, knitting, your workouts. I know Morgan's doing a fitness competition. Like, if she's sharing that, she should not feel bad. People might have their opinions that she's a mom and she works and does Beachbody and now she's adding this to her plate. But guess what? She doesn't care because it's something that she wants to do. I do things, like travel, and I talk about leaving Soph, and people had this huge controversy when I left Soph before she was a year old that I went to Florida. and I'm supposed to be this breastfeeding mom and da da da. I didn't care because it was my life. I'm sharing, me. And that was before I was a coach. People are going to say what they want to say. So be unapologetic about being a coach because it's something you love. You're finding value in it and you're sharing that. And then be relevant each month. Don't think that because you posted about the coaching opportunity and nobody commented last month that people didn't see it and don't need to see it again this month, because a person that's thinking about it might not know. We make it seem as if, hey, I'm adding 5 people this month. So the next month, they don't know that you're adding 5 more people to your team. They need to see it. They need it front and center. So doing these things is what I do every day, and the rest comes. If I have time to make a video, if I have time to make a slideshow, great. But this is what I do. I open my inbox and I create value in conversations, and I read personal development. I sit there with my cup of coffee and I read. Like, I feel super silly if, Erin's doing this and we've got household chores and laundry and all that, and I'm reading a book. But that's part of my job. That's part of your job as a coach. All right, so sealing the deal. We kind of talked about it a little bit. And then these are just a few bullet points of what I would suggest be the main things in this. So understanding their objections and what's holding them back is huge. If you're asking enough questions and you know what their biggest objection is, a lot of it is cost related. Check out the file. Hey babe, can you not rustle that around? It's really loud. Sorry. What's their holdback to this? And so if you're asking questions and you can kind of know a little bit, their background, are they working? Is their husband working? Are they stay-at-home mom? Are they on financial assistance? Whatever it is, you're going to know why they're financially strapped. You're going to understand why it's a big deal to spend $140 on a challenge pack. And you're going to be able to break down that fear of, hey, we don't have to get you signed up tomorrow. I can walk you through getting an account set up. You can try some on-demand workouts. I have a free clean eating group. Whatever it is to help them get started, be motivated, show you care until they are ready. I always say that. I say, well, when are you going to be ready? Do you think that 3 weeks time you could set aside, $20 a week and have that chunk started and we can get you going in 3 weeks to a month? And a lot of times I say, yeah, that sounds great. Are you going to have another challenge group? I'm like, I host one every month. Perfect. Great. They don't know that I host one every month. They have probably just started following me, or they don't know how my system works or how this works. Then always have a free option. Have something to add to their life before you ask them to add to yours. So whether it be a free group, I have a free clean eating group. I'm not hugely active in it anymore. I used to run one every single month, and now I just have a giant free group. I have a free 365 days of personal development. So I just share kind of what I'm reading. Again, it's not that active, but it's something to add value to people. I have a 14-day budgeting group that if people are talking about money and trying that's really important, they don't have the money right now. I'm like, hey, I have this awesome budgeting group that I ran last month. All the posts, you just search by day, 1 through 14, work through it. I think it'll really help you. And then maybe we can go from there as far as getting you signed up for a challenge. Or simply, if they sign up with you as a coach, create a Beachbody account, they can get 30 days on demand. And even from there, might be enough for them to go, oh, wow, I really like this. I'm ready for more, and sign up from that point. So offer something free. Be okay with them not wanting to buy something right away. All right. What can you do now to help them? So more listening. What is it that they're really struggling with? Because sometimes it's not weight loss. A lot of it is more emotional. It's fear in, confidence. Like self-confidence is huge in some of the women that we talk to. And so even if it's not weight loss and then their objection is money, you can say, hey, I found this book to be really helpful, and you can go back to your personal development. So make sure you're asking enough questions to know what the person's real goal is. And if you can connect their why behind it and connect and really help them kind of get a grasp on that, you're more likely to have them turn around to be a challenger, because you've broken it down, gained trust in their life, because they're sharing more vulnerable stuff than, hey, I want to lose 20 pounds. You ask them beyond that. Why do you want to lose 20 pounds? Did you go through some stress in your life that made you gain weight? Did you have kids? What is it? So make sure you're asking questions and listening to their responses before you just talk the script and try to get them to sign up. So breaking down those goals. And then, like I was saying before I shared this slide, following up with care 8 to 10 times. If they're on a list, it doesn't mean you have to check in every week. It doesn't mean you have to have a conversation with them constantly going for a year. It just means know their name, have it on a list somewhere so that when you get to the end of the month and you start the next month when you're inviting and you're going through follow-ups, you can say, hey, Samantha, how's it going? I know you were job hunting in April. How's your summer been? I would really love to help you with your goals. Stuff like that. Okay. And that's it for that. So I told you it was really simple slides, but I needed a visual, so I didn't get off track. But those kinds of things are going to help you stay on point when you're talking to people. Again, it's not foolproof, okay, everybody's going to sign up now, but it is a guideline of how I run my business when I have conversations. I'm not going to sign everybody up. I lose a lot of people. I have people say, hey, you didn't respond to my message, or I signed up with this coach, and I have to be okay with that because I didn't follow up with them. And there's people that just won't be ready, or this opportunity isn't right for them. And it's not my job to make this opportunity right for them. It's my job to share what it's done for me and how it could help them. And if that's something that they're interested in, it's my job to help support them in whatever it is that they're looking for out of it. So man, I made it under 30 minutes. That's pretty good. Any questions or anything else you guys want to talk about? I know that was kind of the main bullets that you guys had said that you wanted to talk about, but do you want to discuss anything further? Any more questions that you want to go over? Anything you're struggling with this month?
For Team Cup, how do we run challenge groups every week? Like, how do we set that up? Like creating an event and stuff like that?
Challenge groups every week?
Yeah, for Team Cup. I've watched some videos on YouTube and someone said run a challenge group every week.
I only do it monthly,
Yeah,
ever.
I don't think anybody.
I know, she told me that and I was like, oh my goodness.
What coach runs one every month?
I think it's Shelly Hobbs.
No, Shelly makes a marketing plan every week. She posts about the opportunity every week. She doesn't host a new challenge group.
So she has it set up. So 1 week she talks about like the free clean eating group, and then like the second week
maybe
she talks about the challenge group.
Month, but I highly doubt Shelly's running for it. Maybe, right. I don't know. Maybe she has her teams running one so that there's one starting every month. Like maybe she has, 4 team cups and like, hey, you guys are going to start one the first week, second week, so that challengers can get into a group right away. I don't know. But
you have to remember too, she's like a 7-star diamond.
Yeah.
Right.
I
would have
enough challengers to do that. I would have one challenger per group.
Right now I'm running.
Because
that is hectic. I can't imagine starting one every single week.
Right.
Yeah.
Because her thing was, since our team will all sign up people like every week, so we'll have plenty of people to put into the group. I'm not saying just personally run one myself, but like for Team Cup, like running it all together.
Gotcha. I use my one challenge group hub now. I don't like create new groups. So for my new coaches on my team, they can add their challengers there for a month or, a group or two. And then I just suggest that they, hook up with a new coach or, some other coaches on the team and run their own. So I personally restart and re-add challengers once a month. If I have like a challenge group that started, the middle of the month on the 15th, say, and then somebody signs up for challenge group or a challenge pack on the 18th, I might add them to the group because I don't want them to wait 30 plus days to start. So I'll add them. But if it takes, a good week to 10 days to get their challenge pack. So I don't think it's asking too much. They get a starter email from me. It's not like I'm not in communication with my challengers.
Right.
It's just the actual group that starts once a month. So like if they want to participate for prizes, they check in with meals. It doesn't mean that they have to be on day one of their challenge pack.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah. Because I wouldn't want someone to wait like 2 weeks to start their challenge group.
Yeah, I just start all my challengers off with an email And then when they get their stuff, I say, make sure to text me or not text me. My challengers don't get my phone number. I just say, make sure to message me when you get your stuff, or make a post and tag me in it so we can get you started and excited. And then I would decide based off of that, either to wait to add them to the next challenge for them to participate, or I would add them to the current one. So, I mean, it just depends. If you have, one challenger and you've hooked up with another coach and say, hey, we're going to start a challenge group on this day, just hook up with another coach and run one together so you have a few more challengers in it. But I only do one once a month. When I started out, I think I might have done two. I might have done 2 start dates as a newer coach when I was like Success Club 10 or bust. So I'm like, okay, 2 or 3 people in a challenge group, and I would have 2 start dates, and it just got crazy. But I did that for a year. Now, I don't have to do that. I don't think it's necessary. I think you can keep it simpler than that, and just help your challengers as best you can with the emails and one-on-one. And if they want to get added to the group early, just so that they know, hey, here's the information, you can chime in whenever, or you can wait till we do an official reset. So, that's totally up to you. As a coach, there's no rule or one way to do it. Everybody does it.
Right.
Any other questions?
Hey, Bree, I was wondering about when you set up an event on your page, so you're saying you advertise an event and then you send the invite out to a whole bunch of people at once, and then you follow up with them on private messaging. The one time that I did that, people that I followed up with on private messaging who maybe hadn't responded to the event were offended that I was following up with them, because they're like, if I wanted to be in the event, I would have accepted the invitation. So tell me how you do an event.
I haven't done an event actually, because I've been boosting ads on my Lake page. But when I did do events, it's kind of hard now because it sucks because there's like some companies now that are just super obnoxious about adding people to groups and these events.
Yeah, I get added all the time to stuff.
Yeah, so it's really kind of a bummer for us that, work hard, and that's kind of like a good outlet, but now it's kind of like made it not so exciting.
Everyone's doing it, so it might not be the best.
I guess I didn't have very good luck with it. I do better if I just post like a call to action about a challenge group that's coming up, and then private message people about, hey, did you see, So I don't know if events worked for other people.
When I do call to action posts, I follow up with everyone that likes my post too.
Yeah.
For me, when I did the event, it was interesting because there were people that I hadn't invited yet who responded interested or going to the event. So that gave me more people to talk to. And I only followed up with the people who responded as interested or going. Because like they said, I just assumed that if they wanted to go to the event or wanted more information, that they would hit interested or attending. And then also when I put updates in there, that gives them alerts to that too. So they'll be seeing that, and they can always reach out to you too through that.
And
I do the same thing as Morgan.
Posting in the event, right?
I post like 2 times a day in the event, and I only follow up with those who are interested, like the post, or say they're going.
Right.
Because I don't want to make anybody mad.
I know. But here's the thing too, if you make somebody mad or somebody's like really uncomfortable with it, you can't do anything about the person that's not ready for this or doesn't want you to message them. It's social media. So if they don't like social media, they can be off social media or unfollow you or unfriend you. And as a person, that's why personal development is really important, because we all take it really personally. Like, oh my gosh, that person hates me now, or they blocked me. And I used to actually cry, like literally cry. I'm an emotional person. Well, I never used to be.
Me too. You're fine.
I'm emotional, and now after having a kid and being pregnant, I'm like, I don't want to be my friend anymore. And I just asked if they want to. Yeah, I'm over it. Like, if they want to be nasty or they want to completely stop talking to me, fine. At least I didn't waste my time following up 8 times or 10 times and then block me. I'd rather them just not be ready, So at some point, you just have to have that fine line of, this is what I do. It's like anybody. If you walk into a grocery store and you're offended that Kraft macaroni and cheese is on a shelf because you never asked for that store to carry that brand, or you're offended because there's an ingredient in a store item that you wouldn't buy, just don't buy the Kraft mac and cheese, right? You walk by it. It's not a big deal. So people that are super offended, it's not worth your time to get, hurt over. It just isn't. You just apologize, move on, and say, so sorry, I was just checking in, I've got this group going on, blah, 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 move on. And if they want to block you and unfriend you, great. It saves you the drama, saves you the hassle.
That's why I like it when they say, I'm not interested, like, at all. I'm like, okay, I'll stop messaging you.
Yeah. I mean, there have been people, like, I follow up or I send my invites, and I'll be like, pop open this girl's message. I'm like, oh, we're still friends. I'm going to send the invite. I've sent 5 invites, never gotten a response. She's read them. And eventually, she'll either respond with, no, I'm not interested. Please stop messaging me this message. She'll block me, or she'll say, actually, I am. I've had a really rough summer, but yeah, I am ready. So don't assume until they're either really mad or they're really interested or you're blocked that they're not interested. I never do. And I'm not offended if they're not and they want to unfriend me. It's not my job to make them want the challenge group, but it is my job to check in with everyone and present the opportunity. And then I leave it up to them. I mean, if I get blocked, then so be it.
Like if I follow up with someone for like 2-3 months and they don't like respond at all, I'll just send like a quick message like, oh, hey girl, what's up? Instead of like annoying the crap out of them with challenge group invitations.
If it's somebody that I've had a conversation with, so say I chatted and I was talking about objections, or the price wasn't okay, I sound really cliche, the price is right, but I try with my follow-ups then at that point, 2 or 3 times of like, hey, my next challenge group is coming up and I just haven't gotten much response. At that point, I would then do the hey girl message of, hey girl, I know you were looking for a job. How's the job hunt going? How's the apartment hunting going? Hey, I know you were remodeling your basement. How's that looking? Is that finished? Have you been able to decorate it all? I bounce it back to something other than Beachbody, and it might jog their memory of, oh my gosh, I was going to talk to this girl. So a lot of times I'll do that on call to action nights. The people that I want to follow up with, or go through, like, if I go way far back, follow up notebook from April or something, I might do that on a call to action night and be like, hey girl, how was your summer? Oh my gosh, it's crazy that, we already are in a new year and we haven't, talked at all. How's life been? How was your move to Colorado? How, whatever it is that gets that ball rolling, there's just a certain kind of number of times that you're going to shoot out a message and go, hey girl, I was just wondering if you wanted to join my 30-day fitness and health challenge. I've been working on goals and thought you could join me. I send that message 3 times. If I get nothing, then okay. You like, all right. I won't
Right.
annoy you. But I hope that makes sense, Stacey, that it's like, it's never a no until you get a no or a block, right? It's never a no. So anyway.
I can agree more with that. The last 2 girls have signed up have either not messaged me back or has straight up told me no, like 6 or 7 months ago, and they just came back around and said they're ready.
Right.
So
a lot of you told me no. So
so don't give up. Like they're watching you.
And I'm like, I know you said no, but remember that thing I have that I really want you to try? Let me ask you one more time. Yeah.
No, I'm perfectly fine with being told no. I just wondered if events, because lots of times when they say no, they might just mean not right now. And sometimes when they get offended, it's because they really know inside they need to be doing something. And me asking them calls them out. So then they're not really offended with me. It's more a personal thing, But I just wondered if events ever really work for people, because they really don't work for me to set an event up.
It's a hit or miss thing too, depending on the month. So
they work awesome for me, but it could just depend. I just really like doing events. Yeah. So
when do you start your event? Like a week before your challenge group, or like 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because they only let you run it for 2 weeks long. So I started the Monday before my challenge group. So I started this past Monday because my challenge group is on the 15th. And I posted it twice a day, either transformation photo, something positive, a recipe, something like that, kind of add value to them.
So like a
That's
mini
a good
group
idea. I
for
didn't
2
think
weeks.
about that.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I like that.
Like today, my morning post, I found it very positive, so I put it in there for them just to see it.
Yeah. We have less than a minute. If you guys have more questions, post them below in the team call post. And we can continue that as a thread for questions on this topic. All right.